Okay. All right. Put your stack of pillows in front of you. Grab your yoga block. Anyone who wants to like cushion the shoelaces, even just like a throw pillow, something down at the tail end of your mat so that your feet will have a little something. And then just for a moment, a nice neutral stance, yoga block in hand. And we're just gonna wake up the shoulders just a touch. So you're just gonna start to pass your yoga block around your waist. And you're gonna tune in and just kind of notice like armpit, chest, shoulders, arms, hands, grip. Notice your breath. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. All right, now take that yoga block and go in reverse, pass it the other way. And then same thing here. Sometimes just switching directions, subtle variations show up. Notice your hands, notice your grip, notice your shoulders, notice your armpit, chest, notice upper back body. All right, now yoga block, place it down on your stack of pillows just so that it's like they're a little out of the way. And then light little push of the hips from side to side. So you're just going to transition your weight, and push your hips just a little bit. And we're not looking to get like big crazy stretch. What we're looking to is like, think of this as wake up the water of your body. So there's like this light, gentle shift across the bottom of the feet. There's a light and gentle shift in the hips. There's a light and gentle shift in your legs. And then if that light and gentle shift feels good, you're going to do a little figure eight pattern. Hey, Anne, and you need 2 bed pillows, a yoga block, and then possibly an extra cushioning for feet, for the places that might want that a little extra cushioning. All right, one more second to take that nice little swooshy figure eight pattern with your hips. And then take a second just to come into a little stillness. And then we're going to start to walk our feet out nice and wide. Some of us might like less wide. So you're going to go for what feels just kind of right to you. You're going to step to a comfortable enough width that you can put a little bend in your knees. You're going to push your butt back. And then you're going to see if your hands can find the pillow, the block, the stack, and then I want you to think like a down dog stretch for the upper body. And you can adjust your block, you can adjust your pillows. You want to get it so that your heart can soften down, but your feet feel good, your ankles feel nice. And then once you've caught your way there, slow your breath down. Now we've been adding like pandiculations, that yawning, stiffening stretch. We've been adding those into our work. So here, if you can start just by feeling into your upper back body, think shoulder blades, space between the shoulder blades. Take a big breath, just no pandiculation, but take an in breath just to feel into that space of your shoulder blades, upper back body. And then think light pandiculation or light good morning stretch. So as you inhale this next inhale, you're going to just push into your block and the stack of pillows like you're trying to get that light sense of yawn and stretch into the upper back body, and then let your exhalation soften you just a little bit further. And then see if you can do it again. Inhale, get that yawning, that broadening through the shoulders blades, through that upper back body, and then let your exhalation soften you. And then maybe see if you can just do it one more time. Inhale, broaden, get that yawning, stiffening stretch through that upper back body, through the shoulder blades, and then let your exhale soften you. And then in that softer position, possibly put a little bit more bend in your knees because your heart might sink a little further. Take another moment here. All right, now we're going to come down into heavy dragon tail. So move your block a little off to the side, and block can be your helper. Block can be your handhold. So it might feel a little bit like one hand on the block, and then we slowly step down. And then we're going to go heavy dragon tail, but we're going to go with that long stack of pillows. So we want to get Then once you're down, you might take your pillow or your the tools. You're going to put your yoga block out towards the front of your stack of pillows. You're going to come down. You want so that your hips feel like they're just off the edge of the stack of pillows so that your tailbone can get heavy down towards your heels. And then for some of us, just cushioning those shoelaces is going to feel really nice because it puts that soft bend and it holds the feet in a nice place. So get all your props where you want them to be, or roughly so. Take a second to work out all the little wiggles. Once you get here, for me, like I can place the yoga block underneath my forehead and that feels pretty nice. So I don't have to work too hard. But then also my chin can tuck right over the edge of the pillows and that feels good too. So play around with where your head lands comfortably, where you can still breathe. There's nothing, cramping up in your cervical spine. And then once you've got a roughly comfortable enough position, let your breath slow down. When we do heavy dragon tail, the idea is that there's a little downward tug from your tailbone. There's a little traction. There's this little sort of space maker into that low back. So at first, if you have a tendency towards a tight low back or a little bit of like a grumpy low back, at first it might feel a little bit like, ugh, and you might do a couple of pelvic tilts to get that bit of space or find that idea of space. And then once you feel like you've kind of worked into the waters of that low back, then you let it get super duper heavy. So always allow that room for play so that it feels like you've worked out the kind of wiggles of your own body, and then let the breath do the rest of the work. Slow, intentional, deep breath. Breathe as if you're trying to breathe way down to the soles of your feet. Breathe like you're trying to move the water of your body all the way down to the pads of your toes. We're going to stay on our stack of pillows, but when you're ready for it, your arms are going to come out a little bit wider into a T position. So out straight from your shoulders, you're going to let your hands touch the ground, and then you're going to let your hands lift. So we're going to start with just the hand movement. I've picked my head up, and that's mainly so I'm not squishing out the microphone, but you're going to let your head be in that resting position if you can find it, and then start to just lift and lower your arms. And then almost think like you're going for a soft swim, or like you're in a kayak or you're in a canoe and you just want to let your hands glide into the water and out of the water. So soft fluid motion, lift your arms and then let them lower. Take one more moment with your liquid arms, and then hands are going to come in, think cobra position. So hands a little bit alongside the shoulders, elbows lightly tucked in at the sides. And now we're going to start with some low baby cobra. So you're going to inhale and just lift your heart up just a touch. And then exhale, let your heart soften back down. Inhale, lift your heart up just a touch. Exhale, let it soften down. Inhale, lift it up just a touch. Exhale, soften down. And now think drunken serpent. So you might adjust your hands. They might come a little bit wider. It's all going to be just like what feels comfortable, so you can find a little bit of range. So you're going to inhale, lift your right shoulder, look over your right shoulder, and then exhale, soften down, take it over to the left. Inhale, lift your left shoulder, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, soften down, back over to the right. Inhale, lift your right shoulder and look over. Exhale, soften down, take it to the left. Inhale, lift your left shoulder, look over. Exhale, soften down. One more time through. Inhale, lift your right shoulder, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, soften down. Take it to the left. Inhale, lift your left shoulder, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, soften down, and then center, and then go as high as feels good now. Inhale, lift your heart up nice and high. Exhale, soften back down. Same thing again. Inhale, lift your heart up nice and high. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, soften down. All right, now take your yoga block, move it a little bit down your mat just so that it's easy to grab. Push your way up to a tabletop position. Once you've got your tabletop position, cat-cow with pandiculation. So you're going to inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Think stretch from sternum to chin. Use that inhale to find that yawning, stiffening stretch. And then as you exhale, find that yawning, stiffening stretch through your back body. Inhale, belly comes down, heart comes forward. Then you find that yawning, stiffening stretch. And then as you find your exhale, a little bit of a rounding in the back. One more just like that. And then we're going to add on just a little bit. But for anybody who doesn't like internal rotation with the thighs, so that it feels like you got to be mindful about how far you go internally rotating, you're going to make sure that it feels like a comfortable range of motion. You're going to inhale. When we inhale for our cow now, you're going to spin your legs out. You've got your thigh bones in internal rotation, and you're going to think spread your sitting bones. So you're going to inhale, drop your belly, swing your feet out, spread your sitting bones, lift your heart, reducing pandiculation. We're leaving that off now. Exhale, round your back, swing your feet back in. Inhale, drop your belly, spin your legs out, spread your sitting bones. Exhale, round your back, feet come back in. One more just like that. Inhale, spin your legs out, spread your sitting bones, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back, swing your legs back in. Now we're going to flip it around to a wide leg seated position. You're going to want your stack of pillows in front of you. We're going to go for more effort in the wide leg position versus more effort in the fold. So you're going to shoot for finding like a little bit of oomph so that you feel a good stretchy, little positive stress. You're going to walk that stack of pillows right up in front of you. And then you're going to take your yoga block, and yoga block is going to stack on top of the pillows, and it's going to be tall setting. And then you're just going to let your forehead rest. So more about how wide you can get your legs versus how far you can fold. So shoot for little effort in the legs, and then that soft fold, and then let your forehead rest. And then once you've got your way there, for me, I hold the block in place. That feels pretty good. Go where it feels reasonable enough. And you want to feel like there's this, like, for lack of a better word, there's a constant active feeling of stress happening in your legs. For the last 2 cycles of breath, if you can free up your hands, so keeping your head resting on your yoga block, if that's feeling pretty good, if you can free up your hands are going to find maybe inner thigh, maybe inside of the knee or inside of the calf muscle, and you're going to get externally rotated. So you're going to use your hands and you're going to try to just turn your legs out slightly. So you're going to use your arms and your hands to manipulate, turn the legs out so they're in that slightly external rotation. So think knees rolling away from your pillows in front of you. And then you're just going to hold that little position, a little positive stress. Take a big breath. Breathe like you're trying to breathe, moving the water of your body. So breathe like you're trying to move the water past your handhold down to your feet. Take one more breath. All right, lighten up your handhold just enough. Slowly and mindfully lift your head away from your block and your stack of pillows. Now you're going to spin your stack of pillows so it's going to flip to horizontal position, and then you're going to take your legs and you're just going to pop them right up and over. And we're going to go into a supported reflexive seat. So you're going to make little squishes and adjust so that your legs are in that nice big bend. And then once you've got your legs in that nice big bend, take a second and just kind of work out all the rest. Make sure your butt feels good. Make sure everything feels nice. We're going to go soft rotation. So you're going to lightly twist to one side. And then when you're lightly twisted to one side, you're going to take your free hand and you're going to tap up and down the IT band. So you're in a light little twist, and don't worry about it being like full range of motion twist. Just a light twist will do the trick. And then it's more about kind of tapping into the waters along that IT band. So give it a nice, I'm going up to the hip, down towards the knee, go where it feels good, of course. All right, one more moment working up and down that IT band, and then your hands are going to come in and you're going to do the locomotion. So one hand's going to come to the inside of the knee, one hand's going to come to the outside of the knee, and you're just going to do a light little smush and do the locomotion, like one hand's just kind of following the other. And then once you've smushed and done the locomotion just enough on that side, now we're going to twist to the other side. So a light twist, just enough so you feel like you're in a slight bit of rotation. And then we free up that open hand and we tap, tap, tap up and down the IT band towards the knee and up towards the hip. Notice your breath. Awesome. Take one more moment there. And then when you're ready, release, come back to center. Hands find the inside of the knee, outside of the knee, and then we do that little smush and locomotion. All right, now we're going to fold towards our feet. Do not worry if you can't touch your feet. It's not for everybody. But if you can, especially with this nice bend, if you can touch your feet, anyone who feels good about it, you're going to grab the toes and do the uncurl of the toes. So you're going to, for me, I can get the 4 small toes and then the big toes got to stay out of it. So go for whatever grab feels available. You can adjust your legs. You can make them a little bit wider. You can make them a little bit more narrow. Go where it feels available. And then see if you can just catch hold of the bottoms of your toes and then gently pull the pads of the toes up just a touch. And then breathe again. Breathe like you're trying to breathe into the wateriness of your body. So think about your body like it's 70% water. So every breath that you take is moving that fluid liquid through you. And take a big breath like you're trying to breathe all the way down to your toes. Go for 3 more cycles of breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently, mindfully release your toes. Slowly, slowly, slowly walk yourself up and out of that fold. We're going to scoop our stack of pillows. So it's going to come, we're going to go into side lying position. So that's nice side bend. So you'll position your pillows in a way that makes good sense to you, but we want the pillows in a stack so that we can go into that side position. And then you might like your yoga block like a little pillow. So you might like to put it up above your stack of pillows so that it can come underneath your head. We're going to do 3 pandiculations in that side bend position. And but like in the side bend position with the pillows, you don't get like that big, crazy yawn and reach. So shoot for like middle and gentle yawning stretch. So hug that stack of pillows up against your side body. Come rib cage over the stack. Adjust your yoga block pillow so that your head can land comfortably. And then once you've got your props kind of adjusted, adjust your legs so they feel good. For me, I always love to take that top leg and just slide it back because it puts a little opening into my hip. So top leg in a way that makes good sense to you. And now you're going to take your top arm and you're going to reach it up, and then you're going to do a little light pandiculation. You're going to inhale, yawn and stretch like you're trying to reach to the floor above you, and then exhale, bring it into just a touch of softness, and then do it again. Inhale, yawn and stretch. Exhale a little bit of softness, and then one more time. Inhale, yawn and stretch. Exhale a little bit of softness, and then land in that softness. You're going to let that top arm just kind of hug over your head or land where it lands comfortably. Let your side waist get a little bit softer. And then start to breathe as if you're trying to move laterally in the rib cage, and you want to feel like you're breathing into the squishiness of the pillows. Two more cycles of breath. All right, now you're going to start by just freeing up that top hand. Bring fingertips to your shoulder and take some small micro elbow circles. Nothing extreme because we're in this nice soft position. So we would just want to find like a more, think lubrication versus like range of motion. And then if it feels good going in one direction, take it in reverse, go the other way. Nice. One more moment there, and then use your hands. Use a nice coordinated way to come up just a little bit. We're going to go into a little zigzag seat. So as you come up, leg in front, leg out to the side, you're going to rotate towards your stack of pillows, gentle fold, 2 cycles of breath just to find a little variation of shape. So hang out there for a second, take a nice big breath. As you breathe here for a second, just kind of notice, like, think upper quadrant of your back. So shoulder blade, that back of the rib cage area down towards the end of your ribs. Take a moment just to notice that space. And then come up just enough so that you can come back to facing that front leg. And you're going to do palm facing up and out, 45-degree reach across the room. So you're going to reach out and then pandiculate. Inhale, take that yawning, stiffening stretch. Push through your palm, get a whole bunch of space into the back of the shoulder blade, into the back of the ribs, and then soften everything. Come up, give it a little shoop, shake out the Etch-a-Sketch. And now I'm gonna flip my pillows over to the other side. You spin yourself around in a way that makes good sense, because we're gonna take all of that work over to the other side. So get yourself readjusted. Yoga block is your pillow, stack of pillows is your rib hold. Land on that side, get everything where you kind of want it to be, and then we work out all the readjust. So you want to see, can I get that pillow underneath my head? Yep, that feels good. I want to slide my leg back, open up that front pocket. Yep, that feels good. And now we're going to take that 3 pandiculations and then we'll go there and stay there. So take an inhale, get that yawning, reaching stretch, and then let your exhale soften you just a little bit. And then when you're ready, do it again. Inhale, yawn and stretch. Exhale, soften. Inhale, yawn and stretch. Exhale, soften, and then let that top hand fall where it wants to fall. Let your side body soften over the pillows. Let your breath come in and out with ease. One more cycle of breath. And then take that top hand and just bring fingertips to the shoulder, elbow circles, but slow and soft and gentle. We're not looking for crazy range of motion, just looking to put a little bit of liquid back into that shoulder girdle. All right, and then once it feels kind of liquidy going one way, take it in reverse, go the other way. Nice. And then you come up organized, use your hand, use your block, come up so you can come into that little bit of a zigzag seat. Take your time as you bring yourself up. And then once you've got that comfortable enough seat, rotate towards your stack of pillows, just a little fold, just for that little sort of novel movement. Take a big breath there. And then as you breathe, think upper quadrant of that upper back body. So think rib cage, shoulder blade on that outer side. Take a nice big breath. And then come up just enough so you can go into that little round and reach. So you come up, heart's facing towards that front bent leg, and then you push palm facing forward, round your back, and then push, and then take that yawning stretch. Take an inhale and just fill up all the cells in that back body. And then exhale takes you into a little softness, slow release. You're going to swing those legs out in front of you, just a little windshield wiper action. So just swish your legs a little side to side. All right, now you're going to just make sure you can sit like comfortable enough. We're going to go a little asymmetry. We're going to do light touch, cross crawl, and then we're going to do a little hold. So you're going to start by going opposite hand to opposite knee, a knee lift if that feels good. And since it's Saturday, I've left off all the crazy stuff. I was like, oh, we could do fist, make your eyes, do the thing. And I was like, no, 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 no. It's Saturday. We don't need any of that on a Saturday. All right, now the next time your right hand meets your left knee, hold in that slight lifted position, a light push. So hand gently pushes into the hand, the knee pushes gently into the hand, and we hold that slight little frame, and you're just going to hold steady for 3, 2, 1. Soften, switch it over to the other side. Hand to the knee, knee to the hand, push just lightly, and then hold that nice steady frame. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Set it down. prayer hands together, adjust your butt so just you feel comfortable enough. You're going to go prayer hands together and you're going to push. You're going to push your palms into each other, and you want to feel really nice and active here. You want to feel like maybe there's an aliveness in your armpit chest, there's an aliveness in your forearms, there's an aliveness in your hands, and you're going to hold that steady push, and then you're going to see if you can just close your eyes down for a moment and just push into your palms, hold steady, take a nice big breath. And then on your last exhale, soften, let it go, twinkle out your fingers, roll out your wrists, give them a little bit of love. Now we're going to get ourselves set up, and then we're going to come down. So we're going to take our stack of pillows. I'm saying all this wrong. You're going to put one pillow behind you. You're going to put one pillow out in front of you. And you might like the yoga block if you are like super into that open heart situation, then put your yoga block so you get that little incline plane for your back, and your legs are going to rest over your other pillow. But before we come on down, we're going to do a little something for the nervous system. So when we do this one, it is a little specific. So you're going to cover your right eye as completely as you can to block off any incoming sensation, but your eyes stay open. So it's a little bit of a cupping of the hand that you have to do. So right eye gets completely covered. You reduce as much incoming light as you can. Left eye gets mostly covered, but a little bit of light comes in. So right eye, we try to cut off all incoming, and then left, we just let a little sliver of light in. So glasses off if you wear glasses and you need just to get them out of the way. A comfortable enough seat. Cover your right eye as completely as you can, but you still want to be able to open your eyes, because once we get into position, you got to open your eyes because that's the way the trick works. So cover up your right eye, make sure that feels good. Cover up your left eye, make sure that feels pretty good. Adjust and squish your hands just so you can reduce as much light coming in from behind your right eye. And then for me, I open up a little space around my thumb to let a little light come in from my left eye. And then you make all those little micro adjustments, and then you open your eyes and you make sure you can still see, but you shouldn't see much coming from the right, and you should see a little sliver of light coming from the left. And then you're going to hold that nice steady position and take a nice slow intentional breath in through your nose. And an even slower breath out through your nose. And the eyes stay open the whole time if you can. Inhale, big intentional breath. Slow, slow exhalation. 3 more cycles of breath, but make them really nice and slow. All right, now you're going to close your eyelids down. You're going to slow release your hands away from your covered eyes. You're going to keep your eyelids closed down if you can. And then your hands are going to land somewhere comfortably, and you're going to open and close your eyes in a slowest intentional blink that you can. So think like that blink that you do when you're trying to tell your cats that you love them. Slowly, slowly, slowly blink your eyes open and close. Awesome. And then once you've blinked and blinked slowly, just enough, take a second. If you took your glasses off, put your eyeballs back on. And now we're going to come down into that back bend position. So pillow behind you, pillow in front of you, and you can adjust that pillow in front of you. For some of us, horizontal underneath the bend at the knees. For some of us, long ways, and it gives us that little bit of that softest version of legs up the wall. So you're going to get your pillow behind you the way it feels good. You're going to get your pillow in front of you in the way that feels good. You're going to let your arms open out nice and wide. Let your palms face up towards the ceiling. Let your fingers be nice and soft. Let your feet fall out in any way that feels good, and allow everything to kind of wiggle into place. Get everything where you want it to be comfortably. And then let the waters of your body rest. Soft and heavy into the pillows, soft and heavy into the ground. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana just as long as you like. But if you feel ready to do so, start by just wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. And then maybe see if you can move your wrists and move your ankles in any way that feels nice. Maybe it's just a little point and flex. Maybe it's a little circular motion. Maybe it's a little flex and extension of the wrist, or maybe it's little figure eights. Anything that feels nice. And when you feel that next deep breath come back into your body, take a light good morning stretch. Stretch your arms up above your head, lightly point your toes. Take that first gentle yawning stretch. And then we're going to let the hands come down a little bit. They're going to be your anchor points. You're going to let your feet step in just a little bit. So they're in a bent position. And then once you got that there, just adjust so that it feels okay to your back. And you're going to pick up your right leg and you're going to draw it in some little micro circles, not even not holding on to it. Just let your knee kind of move a little bit in a circular pattern and then take it in reverse, go the other way. All right, and then set that foot down, switch, pick up your left knee, draw it in a couple of little circles. and then take it in reverse, go the other way. And then as we come up to a seat, if you're going to tip slightly over to the right, a little bit of push into your left leg. If you're going to tip a little bit over to the left, a little bit of a push into your right leg. So we're going to use that nice organization. You push into your leg. You use the strength of your legs to help you come up easily. And then we're going to get into a little nest. So you're going to take your pillows and you're going to get them all stuffed and wedged in so that everything feels good. Sukhasana, butterfly, anything that feels good so you feel like you don't have to work too hard in the legs. And then a hand hold to the front of the neck and the throat is going to be the thing. So little toning for the vagus nerve. So we're going to take the pads of our fingers. You're going to gently push. And as you push, you're going to turn your head. You're going to come behind the back of the ear and drag down. And then you come back in. Push, turn your head, glide your fingers to the back of the ear, drag down the side of the neck, come back in. Little push, turn your head, find the back of your ear, drag the pads of the fingers down. 2 more on this side. Little push, a little turn, a little drag. And then 1 more time. A little push, a little turn, a little drag. And then take a second as you release your hand, notice how one side feels slightly different from the other. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it over to the other side. Fingers to the side of the neck and throat, push, turn your head, drag down the back of the neck. And then do it again, little push, turn your head, behind the ear, drag down. 3 more on this side. Beautiful. And then once you've done about 3 more on that side, take a second to just come back to a middle position where you don't have to work too hard. A little level chin, ears in line with the shoulders, eyes closed down for just a second. Take a gentle breath in and breathe like you're just trying to fill up with that first gentle breath. And then breathe just a little further, a little deeper. Let the rib cage lift and expand just a touch. And then last breath, breathe like you're trying to breathe all the way down to the pads of your toes and the crown of your head. And then when you're ready, bring your prayer hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra. Gently bow your head towards your heart. Take a nice big breath of love and gratitude towards yourself, for your mind, for your body, for all of your hard work. And then one last soft exhale to let go. Soft shoulders, soft armpits, soft jaw. Let go of anything you're holding on to that won't serve you for the next 3 minutes of your morning. And then when you're ready, lift up through the top of your head. I bow to you. You guys are amazing. And then I'll say, if you want to practice that one hand get up, you're going to use your block and you're going to use one hand and you're going to push into that block, come up with that good coordination. You guys are amazing.